Hello, folks. This is Chris, KY4CKP. This week, we're going to touch on topic number 3 from our 10 ways on how to grow your club video and discussion we gave at Hamvention. And this is, again, number 3, club assets. Club assets. And I think this is, I think all 10 of those topics were great topics, but I think this is a really important one because I think that this is a topic that can be easy to sort of lose track of, or even not have a good feel for any number of clubs. And our club is not necessarily exempt from this, although we've worked pretty hard on these issues and topics for the last few years. But club assets, I would say that many clubs have more assets than they realize, and good, strong, important assets. We're pretty fortunate in that we have 2 main locations where we have repeaters set up that cover several counties in our area, and we're near the Lake Cumberland recreation area, so there's lots of activities on the lake. There's lots of activities in and around the lakes. There's hiking, hunting, and fishing, and water sports, and all kinds of things. So operating our repeaters is beneficial not only for us as a club, but in case of times of emergencies, and also to help out with tourism in our area. And so, as we'll see here in a little bit, one of the decisions we've made as an amateur radio club is to operate 2 GMRS repeaters. We have one at each of our locations. And some folks will say that GMRS is not amateur radio, but we feel like it's providing services for our community, and that's part of what we want to do as a club, is interact with our community, participate in the community, and providing GMRS repeaters in our area that they get a fair amount of use, again, because we have a lot of tourism, and also folks that live in the area that, again, get out and like to use GMRS. So we're a bit fortunate in this way, but I know that, certainly a number of clubs are going to have access, are going to be operating 1 or more repeaters in their areas. And so this is probably one of the most obvious club assets. Any repeaters that, that you operate. We have, again, we're pretty fortunate. The club has built up a number of repeaters over the years. So we have 70 centimeters, 2 meters, 6 meters. We've got the GMRS repeaters at each site, DStar, and some other things. And all that takes planning and maintenance and upkeep. And that's part of course, what this video is all about. So any repeaters that your organization manages and maintains and owns, obviously that's part of your club assets. So, we did a big series on our secondary site, the abandoned repeater site. You see the old green building there, and we put in that new white building, which is nice and insulated and actually keeps the water out, which is kind of handy around electronic equipment. And we've been doing lots of work there. That's our Monticello site, and removing old equipment. We've done this from both sites, putting in additional or new repeaters at these locations. So again, just showing some of the recent work we did with new repeaters here, the GMRS repeaters. We also put in the 6-meter repeater. I think this is right here. We're showing the 6-meter repeater. And I think here we're seeing the GMRS repeater we put in. So obviously repeaters and locations that you may have are going to be part of your assets. And these are probably some of the more obvious assets. Now, other things that clubs can add to their list, we're, again, fairly fortunate in that with the help of a grant some years ago, our club started, and we now have an emergency communications trailer. And we had a fundraising event not too long ago where we got the graphics put on our trailer because we like to take it out for public events. In fact, 2024 was a big year for LCARA. We had the trailer out 8 times, something like that, maybe more. Several in, I think it was November, October. And so it's advertising for our club and the services we provide to the community. So this is an asset that we've put a lot of sweat equity into, as far as building out the inside. And we've done a big series of videos on working on the emergency communications trailer, the MCOM trailer. So this is one of our club assets, and the radios that are in there, and our generators that we can take on site, the solar panels to help provide power to the house batteries, and that kind of stuff. So what do you have as a club? Do you have any kind of a trailer? Whether it's just an equipment trailer, we have a support trailer that we've been working on for our main MCOM trailer. We call it MCOM Junior, and it's going to be used, and this is a little bit older picture of it, but we have been building up MCOM Junior to just carry the stuff that we tend to take on site, like the generators and those kinds of things that don't really need to be just in the trailer, because we want to maximize space inside the trailer for people and for stations to operate and that kind of thing. So we've been working on MCOM Junior, and it's been coming along nicely. A little bit more work. I mean, we can use it as it is. Again, it's actually a little bit further along than this picture shows, but we can use it now. But we're going to be doing some more things to it, especially probably when the weather gets a little bit nicer again next year. A year sounds like a long time until you start getting into projects, and then the good weather can run out on you. So again, thinking about assets, physical assets, of course, repeaters, buildings, locations, trailers, again, any kind of equipment, generators. A big part of a big project we've been working on for the last 2 or 3 years has been the mobile repeater systems, the crossband repeater systems, and we've done a big series of videos on building these for not only the McCreary County Gravel Rally that we've provided comms for the last 3 years, but we can use these for anything that we might want to do. And they're each can be used as standalone units, but we had built up 7 of these, 6 to use and 1 as a spare, so that we can work the gravel rally. And we keep refining our locations and processes, each year for the gravel rally. Last year worked really well for us, and things are getting sort of easier now. It's been taking a lot of work to do that, but it really gets us to think about radio and how to get into tough remote locations. Here in the mountains, here in where this is, it's not the Rocky Mountains, but it's cell phone communications pretty much impossible in most of the areas where the gravel rally runs, and we still want to have emergency contact in case there's an issue. So we built these up, and these are now part of our club assets. So what kinds of things has your club built up? For whatever utilization, whatever kind of use case that you have for it. Write things down. Take a note of it. When were they built? How long has it been since they were serviced? When might things start to need replacement? Because you want to plan for that, right? No club has infinite budget. We certainly don't. So think about budgeting money for things. We've talked about that. And plan for the future so it doesn't hit you all at once. And one of the other things I wanted to talk about in this video that's can be an overlooked club asset are your people. We have monthly events, hands-on with LCARA, where we try to share knowledge that various club members have, and we even have guest speakers occasionally. And whether it's learning how to solder or making cables, whatever it is, building kits and things, working with our club members, sharing any specialized skills and knowledge the club members have. We have club members that climb towers. We have club members that work in the computing industry, because sometimes computers get involved with amateur radio. So whatever the skills are, it could be sewing, it can be welding, it could be almost anything that can help with your club. And knowing what club members can do and what they can contribute is part of your assets. So make sure you talk to your membership and find out what they can do and what they can contribute, and that'll really be a nice asset for the club. So this is part 3 of this series. We'll be working on all 10 over time. This is Chris, KY4CKP for Lake Cumberland Amateur Radio Association. We'll see you folks in the next video, 73.